Good morning. Mark. Brendan's here too.
Morning.
He's logged into Facebook. If you have a comment, a question, anything you want to say, let us know what you're up to. We have a very wet day this morning, and we've been hearing thunder and wind too outside through the building walls. These walls they're not very thick.
No.
And so, did you see that?
Well, you see that cloud to ground mark.
Yeah, that was at
Wow.
in Gaylord. So occasionally we're seeing lightning strikes in all four of these cameras, Petoskey, Traverse City, Gaylord, and at the bridge. And there's some heavy rain and wet streets, and it's all rain. Temperatures are well above freezing, and all night it's been above freezing. So this is more like a spring thunderstorm coming through. It's a line of rain with intense rain, some intense lightning, and some strong wind with it too, sweeping across the area. And that line of thunderstorms will be with us until about 11:30. That's when it's going to be in the Huron side, and it'll move over Lake Huron away from us. So it'll still be, call it 2 more hours, roughly 2 more, as it moves right across the middle part of the map. And we don't have an advisory, watch or warning because of all this, but obviously a lot of wet streets outside. Got a quiz question for you. Isolated mountains that have very different vegetation and weather from the lowlands down around it. Just imagine a mountain peak, and around it, everything's kind of different down below. That mountain peak has a name. It's called what? A sky island, a climate shelter, or a land reef? If you want to guess A, B, or C, we'll do that. Pick that out in just a moment. Let me show you the rain. I'm going to have a little swig of water here. But that's the intense line of rain right in the middle of the map there. It's moving at about 40 miles per hour. And so when it's moving that fast, even though it's raining hard, you're not going to get a lot of rain, but it'll be very intense for a few minutes. And quarter, half an inch, very common. If you get lucky and it slows down, if you want rain, you'll get lucky. And it'll be more than a half an inch of rain, but it is moving quickly. But along that line of heavy rain is some very intense lightning. And I'll strip away the rain, and you can see how intense that lightning is. And that's obviously an issue. That's why you hear the thunder. That's why we're seeing the flashes in our camera shot. But it's not enough to trigger an advisory or watch your warning. I don't have anything like that to tell you. It's just a line of thunderstorms coming through. Now, anywhere on the map, it might be windy, but especially along that line of rain, the winds may gust to 30, 35 miles per hour. And there's the line of rain right there. You can see by 11:45 or so, it's the heavy rain anyway is over Lake Huron, moving off toward the east and away from us. After lunchtime, a few stray showers. So there's a bit of rain still left behind, but not much. Most of the rain is right along that line, and it'll be with us over the next couple of hours. Temperatures today, despite the clouds and the showers, they're relatively warm. I mean, 50s on an early November day. By itself, if it were sunny, we'd be thinking, well, what a nice day, because that by itself, you might think, well, that's kind of nice. But obviously, the wind, along with this storm, is coming from the southwest, and it's just pumping warm air in here. And despite the lack of sunshine, it's a relatively warm day. Tomorrow, the wind shifts more toward the northwest, and we get cooler air, and you can see what it'll do to the average highs on Tuesday. Tomorrow's going to be a mostly cloudy day and much cooler, but a dry day. Wednesday, we'll see highs in the 30s and 40s, and it'll be one of those days where the geography matters. And if you're to the north, say north of the bridge, the high's only going to average 35, and there'll be some rain around. And it'll probably be more snow than rain with that kind of a temperature. But the farther south you are, all across the lower peninsula, the highs will average 45. So it'll probably rain showers in the lower peninsula. But we need to keep an eye on Wednesday for conditions. So there's your quiz question. Isolated mountains that have very different vegetation and climate compared to what's down below around the mountains. That particular area, it's kind of isolated. What's it called? A sky island, a climate shelter, or a land reef? And so I'll let you choose A, B, or C.
And you can sit back,
tell Brendan. I'm going to sit back and relax now.
There we go. Sounds like a good plan. It's 47, partly cloudy in Farmington Hills. Hi to Christopher. Thanks for that. Got John saying good morning from Cadillac. Seth saying good morning from Petoskey. It's storming where he is, he said. Our friend and coworker Trevor said, looking good, guys. Thank you, Trevor. He has a nice sweater on today, too. We got Susie Q watching, 45 degrees in Frederick. Closed up their bear camp on the Tequamanon River over the weekend. And she's off to go swimming. I don't think she's going to be swimming in the Tequamanon River. She's, I think, back here in the Lower Peninsula. Got Paula saying good morning from Boyne Falls, 50 degrees and a rip-roaring thunderstorm. She said, so odd for November. Jackie is saying good morning. It's 44 degrees in Kalkaska. It's weird looking outside, as she put, very dark where she is. Susie Q is saying hi to Christopher. Joel's saying good afternoon good afternoon. Getting a little ahead of ourselves here, aren't we, Joel? The Pleasanton Patriots pub is where he's at. It's 53 degrees. Thunderstorms move through. He got some hail, Mark.
Okay. Very believable.
No work today, though, he said.
Oh, my goodness.
Tom said, thunder, thunderation. We're the Facebook generation. When we fight with determination, we create a sensation. I don't know if it was after a song or something.
It's new to me, but sounds good.
Wally's watching from North Fort Myers. He's back down south. It's 80s all week, he said. Mark's watching from Mayo. No rain yet. Tracy is saying, so windy. Paula and Joel are guessing B for the weather quiz, as is Christopher. Tom's guessing Sky Islands, and Susie Q is guessing C, and it looks like Wally's guessing B. Gail's watching during her first Facebook Live. She is saying that she's on the Arkansas River this morning. She's doing some fishing.
Very good.
And reporting some beautiful sunshine. Must be nice, Gail. Have fun. Let's see. Susie Q is saying to you, Mark, Lake Michigan was so calm and the clouds were into the lake on Saturday. It was just beautiful and a calm day before some of this rough weather we're dealing with.
Yeah, I hope everybody got out on Saturday. That was the day. Sunshine, mild temperatures, and very little wind. I agree. It was very, very nice day to be out. And that was the yard work kind of day, because obviously we got showers yesterday. I knew today would be a rough one. So, yeah, hopefully you got out.
Christopher is saying, well, one thing for sure, no tracking snow for the deer hunters with the deer season on November 15th.
Not yet, no. And let's see, today is what, the 6th, is it?
Yep.
No, very little snow, not a whole lot of snow, a little, but not a whole lot of snow in the next week or so. So you're right. He's right. Yeah.
Marge is guessing B. Peggy is saying good morning. She doesn't care for the time change at all. She's saying, great job, Brendan and Mark.
I don't know why we do it. To me, it's kind of a silly thing. Think about it this way. How many times in the middle of February or maybe March or August, in between the time changes, how many times have you thought about it and said, well, I'm sure glad we changed the time. It's giving me more light in the morning or more light in the evening or whatever it's done for you. How many times do you think about it unless you have to change the stupid clocks? By the way, our stupid clocks are not changed here in the studio. What time does it say on the clock in front of you there, Brendan?
9:44.
Very nice. And Brendan was very cleverly, I know he did it on purpose, pointed this out on TV this morning by giving the wrong time.
A couple of times it caught me up. I'd remember, no, go back an hour, and it still tripped me up a few times.
I know. It's not his fault because these are manual. Apparently they're manual. Everything. So many computers are automatic things. But yeah, I'm looking at a clock right now. It says 9:44, when in fact it's 8:44.
Yeah.
So
we started the morning show at 5:30 this morning. Now we started at 4:30.
According to the clock, yeah, it was 5:30. But so yeah.
An email's been sent to engineering. We'll see. They're normally quick on getting things taken care of. So
yeah, 48 hours after it happens.
We got my mom watching. Hey, Mom. She's back downstate, back in Port Huron. She had the best time at the 1920s gala with me. It was a really fun time a couple Fridays ago. So thank you, Tom, who happens to be watching now. Thank you, Tom, for inviting Brendan. It was so elegant and beautiful. Yeah, it really was. And she saw her sweet friends, Susie Q and Jackie, and had some fun at Weight Watchers. So yeah, it was a great 2 weeks with my mom and dad and Benj up north. Oh, and Joel, yeah, I caught that. He had said good afternoon instead of good morning. But with this whole time change thing, who knows, Mark? We don't know what time it is.
I don't know.
Oh, Tom. Okay. With that saying that Tom had, I wasn't sure where it was from, but he said it was from a cheerleading cheer. I like that.
Oh,
Sam's watching. Good to hear from Sam this morning. Just closed out a little hail with some terrific thunder and a dose of rain we needed during the growing season, he said. Showing, looks like just over a quarter inch of rain in northeastern Mason County is what Sam's telling us.
very good. Okay.
Paul's saying that I forgot Paul. I forgot him, apparently. Yeah, I didn't see your comment there, Paul, but I see it now. So good morning to you. Pamela is saying good morning, guys. Beautiful morning in St. Cloud, Florida. Lori's.
St.
Go ahead,
Cloud.
Mark.
Did we find out where St. Cloud is?
I don't. I
Okay.
don't know where it is off the top of my head. Lori's saying good morning from Ionia. Joel said that he went to his mom's house yesterday and she didn't realize the time had changed. And Christopher loves changing the clocks back. And he goes, yes, I know I am not normal. And Tom is saying, you're welcome. This is to my mom. It was so nice to finally meet you. It is nice connecting with people who we chat with here in the digital studio and then meeting them in person. And yeah, my mom, sure. Yeah. Susie Q saying that she looked beautiful in her 90s, 1920s clothes. She sure did. All right. Now we're all caught up, Mark.
All right. Isolated mountains that have very different vegetation and climate from the lowlands around it. These are called sky islands. They're more common in the deserts where there are mountains that are isolated, and down below the desert area, it's very much different from, it's a little higher, a little cooler, maybe a little wetter, and you'll have all kinds of different kinds of vegetation and maybe animals, big ones and little ones that are going to be up in the mountain where it's cooler, and they might have access to some water. If there's vegetation there, they'll have a little bit of water. And above the desert, there'll be these sky islands that are very different from, the desert type climate and vegetation down below. That's what they're called. They do have a name. That's a real thing.
I believe you, Mark.
Okay.
And I'm guessing, Joel said, did anyone get it right? Yeah. Susie Q said 1 for 0. Or 0 for 1, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
Christopher's 0 for 1. Tom's 1 for 1. Pamela is saying that St. Cloud, Florida is southeast of Orlando.
Southeast of Orlando. Okay.
And Tracy, oh, she's watching from Posen. Thank you for that. Windy, cold, but the deer are moving is what she's reporting.
Okay. We had a story about deer this morning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently crashes are highest in October, November, and December.
They're on the move, especially at sunrise and sunset, because they are, what's the word? Crepuscular. That means they're going to be active at sunrise and sunset.
Mm-hmm. And Joel's saying, Tom got it right, giving Tom some credit this morning. Now we're all caught up on this Monday, Mark.
All right, very good. There's a look at that rain, the lightning, and the intense rain that's moving across the map right now. Depending on what you think about it, enjoy it, or hang on, it's coming through. But it is rain, and so it's wet outside, but it's not icy. All right, we're done, I think. Okay, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.